Hello and happy Sunday from Two Labs Garage. I mentioned the day of the week, as this is Sunday, and the weatherman says this Thursday we're supposed to be feeling the effects of the hurricane. Great. Now I've been through a few hurricanes, and one thing that's kind of a constant is we tend to lose power. So back in April I was given a generator, and I know absolutely nothing about it other than it's green. So anyway, I'm going to try to revive this generator before the storm gets here. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got. What we have here is a Coleman with a Briggs and Stratton 8 horsepower magnetron. Briggs and Stratton. Like we might have some oil leakage. Great. Coleman POWERMATE. Electric generator power base series. The fins don't look bad, and it's got paint on the spark plug and the wire, so I'm going to guess that's original. There doesn't appear to be any soot on the muffler. I don't know, this thing's been run a whole lot. I mean, the paint's in fantastic shape. Got a couple outlets. It's older, but really, from what I'm seeing so far, it ain't looking too bad. Okay, so there's some similarities and differences in reviving a small engine as a vehicle. One of the first things you're going to want to do, though, is make sure the engine's not stuck. And we got rotation, I felt compression. Now I pulled it slowly so in a manner in which it wouldn't come on. Also, one thing I want to do here is inspect the rope, feel for lumps, check for frays, make sure that I'm going to be able to depend on this rope being pulled. Also, I'm seeing green paint on this rope. Come on. And y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm seeing evidence just looking over it so far. This generator may not have ever been run. So this might be a vival rather than a revival. Regardless, I'll also tell you that I posted on one of the Briggs and Stratton forums trying to find out what year this is or about. Go check in here in the air cleaner. Make sure we got no mouse house. Look at this. I'm telling you, I think this thing's never ever been run. Take a look at the air filter, take that off real quick. That'll also give me a peek inside the carburetor. Yeah, the air filter, I don't see any kind of dirt in it. No smell of gas, no smell of much of anything, really. Now I do see on my code here it says 9.2. That might be the year, it might not, I don't know. So right now, I'm kind of going with it to 92, and just based off memories and all what I saw in HQ in that general time frame, 92 sounds about right. We didn't have Home Depot in the area back in 92. We had HQ and Heckinger's. I don't even think we had Lowe's then. We may have, I'm not positive. Another thing I'm going to want to check here is the fuel situation. Now, especially for these small engines, they are not going to have any tolerance really for old gas. So you're going to want to dump that out if there's any in there, which this thing's bone dry. There's a slight odor of like varnish and all, but not very strong. No rust or anything on the cap. So anyway, fuel tank appears to be in good shape. Go want to check the spark plug, see what it looks like. Check, see if we got spark. See, is there a fuel shutoff valve on this one? There is not. And that line is mighty hard. I may end up having to change that line. I don't know yet. Oil. Doesn't appear to be any kind of low oil shutoff. She looks like she's pretty well full of oil. That's good. I'm going to cross thread this. Alright, go pull that spark plug out and see what we got in there. And then I'm about ready to look and see if we can't get this thing started. Alright, so let's see what the plug looks like. Now, if this is truly a NOS generator, new old stock, and we do have some soot on the plug, but not much. Piston's all the way at the top too. It ain't looking bad, but looks like maybe it was like test run at the factory and maybe just used once. It's certainly a low hour unit. Now, one thing I want to figure out here is how do I shut this down and get it running, how I cut it off. That's choke. There's got to be a way to cut this thing off. Conversely, spark interrupter is how you turn it on. Read owner's manual before operating. Don't have one. I think this is going to take a little independent research on Google, because seriously, if I get this thing started, I don't know how to cut it off. Alrighty, so a couple updates. I checked forums I posted the picture of the model number on, and this is a 1992 engine. It was manufactured on October 6th. So when you consider the time from manufacture to it gets shipped over to Coleman and put in this generator, it's probably a 93. So this thing's right at 30 years old, and it's not been run any more than a handful of times, and it has not been run in 10-20 years easily. But like I said, really don't know when the last time it was run was. Now, the way I found out you shut this one off is something that would never fly today. So what you do is this tab here, you ground it on top of that plug. I don't like it, but for now, just to test it, we're going to go with it. Alright, so I could check the spark. Live on the wild side a little bit. I'm going to put gas in it. Didn't put a whole lot because if I got a problem. I don't want to put a whole lot in it. That's the choke work. I guess I'll try it like that, so I'm going to try it the other way if that's not it. Let's see what happens. Feet think you got it choking, wasn't it? Tested it earlier, it was fine. Why is that not engaging? Alright, so I got the cover off and the shaft just free spinning in there. So questions why, so I'm going to get the dirt screen off. Now, it's been a long time since I had one of these BRIGGS apart. And if my memory serves me right, there's a thing of balls in here that engage when you pull on the cord, but centrifugal force sends them. So they're not the cog in the wheel anymore once you get things started. Pretty simple design. Now I'm hoping with the thing having sat so long that they're just rusted up in there. Alright, so I stood the generator up, and the reason for that is, if my memory serves me right, and there's balls inside there. The only way I'll ever get them to stay while I'm working on it is through old Mr. Gravity. So, I take this pry bar that's overkill and just lightly tap it with a oversized framing hammer. And there we go, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Release. Release the camera! Alright, so we've gotten here, we got the balls, but they're corroded. And so now I've kind of broken them loose a little bit, and they will actually grab. And I'll show you too, we still got two stuck. There are 6 balls in here, but only 5 on the shaft. So what happens is you get them in here and they just grab, basically get jammed up, and then once the engine starts going, the centrifugal force sends it to the outside. Now these got rusted to the outside, so just my little bit of messing with it, yeah, it caused not so great things to happen. Alright, so got balls in here, got them oiled up, and they look like they're working pretty well like they're supposed to now, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the seal on here and try to figure out where I put that dirt screen and the corresponding screws. Okay, now one other thing. I got it like this. I'm going to find something to scuff and sand that contact down. That should help it with spark a little bit. Alright, let's see what we got here. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, that's good. Now up here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this in there, but I'm going to try. So they're cleaned up. Well, I got good access. I'll go ahead and put the cover back on. These bottom screws were not the easiest to get to. Just check, see if I see any kind of moisture coming into the carburetor. You can tell. Let's try. Oh, she wants to run. Position. Not again. Alright, so I looked in my box of goodies, found me a spring. Now will the spring work? I don't know. Yeah, so far so good. I'll find a good place to clip it. It's running bang, running right. So today's Tuesday. I won't lie, I came out here a little bit yesterday in between rain showers and messed up a little bit. Still couldn't get it to quite smooth out. But one thing I will tell you I did was I came in here, I took the fuel line off, and I filled that carburetor up with gum out. So we're going to see how that does after it's been sitting in there approximately 24 hours, maybe 22, who knows. I think we got a fuel issue going on. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it off again. That's really a good way to cut it off. Shut the gas off. Go ahead and disconnect my spring. I don't even know if the spring really... Ow! Excuse me. Muffler's hot. That didn't take long. See what I can do about getting... This burning flesh stinks. Okay, so after I burned my arm, I went back to shooting. I kind of forgot about turning the microphone back on. So I'll explain the spring real quick. Okay, at that point, keeping the thing running, I had to hold the choke lever all the way. And there are little holes in there and little whatnot, so I figured there was a spring missing. So I went and I found a spring that worked and held it in position. Anyway, later on, I looked and discovered that I was actually holding the choke all the way closed. So that's why the spring will get removed later on in the video. You don't need to put a spring there, but I'm just kind of explaining what was going on at this period of time. Also, a little note, that particular choke lever, it had arrows on it, and it had arrow pointing both directions for choke. So that kind of confused me. I didn't realize I was holding the choke all the way shut, but I know now, so hopefully that explains a little bit as to what was going on here. You don't need that spring. Do something I know I shouldn't do. Now let's see what happens.
Five minutes later.
Well, there you go. Got the old generator revived. Well, now that we got the old generator running again, good, ready to use, I think I'd be ready to relax for the storm. No, I got another generator I gotta get started, and that is because this one I'm not keeping. I've decided that I'm gonna give it to my parents. They don't have a generator, so I'm gonna give them this one. This thing's very low hours, works pretty good, and it'll be able to run refrigerator and whatnot if they lose power. Even has a 220, they can run their well off it. So I'm happy with it. I'm hoping that it continues to perform well. Now I gotta go get my generator going. So anyway, thanks for tuning into another episode of Two Labs Garage. I hope this helps some of y'all out getting some generators that might not have been running a while running again. I highly recommend you don't wait till within a week before the storm's supposed to get here. But nonetheless, we don't know much about this generator, other than I was able to determine it was low hours. This old 93 Coleman POWERMATE with 8-horse BRIGGS and STRATTON, ready to be used. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, watch out for these storms, take care of your projects, take care of your generators. God bless, and I'll see you again soon.